Lección 24. Adjetivos demostrativos. Demonstrative adjectives describe or demonstrate how far something is from the speaker. So if this person wants to talk about this cat, he will say, este gato. Este is used to describe objects close to the speaker. Now, if he wants to talk about an object far from him, but close to the listener in the conversation, he will say, ese gato. Ese is used to talk about objects distant from the speaker, but close to the listener. And if he wants to talk about something far from both speaker and listener, he will say, aquel gato. So we have three distances, este, ese, aquel. In English, this can be translated as this, that, and that one over there. The words este, ese, and aquel are actually only used for the singular masculine case. For the plural masculine case, we have estos, esos, aquellos. For the singular feminine, we're gonna have a endings. So, esta, esa, aquella. And for the plural feminine, we're gonna have a s ending. Estas, esas, aquellas. Remember, this all depends from the gender and number of the described object. And although this might seem like a lot of new words, please notice how they follow the same pattern as the definite articles. For example, el, like in el niño, has an e. Then we have los niños with os. La niña and las. Vocabulario para el siguiente ejercicio. Repite después de mí. La canción. Caro. El dulce. Dulce. Notice how dulce can mean both the candy as a noun or sweet as an adjective. Also notice how la canción is a feminine word, even though the last vowel in the word is an O. This happens because all ion ending words are feminine. For example, la canción, la prisión, la organización, the song, the prison, the organization. Bien, then we have blanco, vestido, chocolate, celular. Ejercicio. Completa las oraciones usando este, esta, estos o estas. Estos zapatos son muy bonitos. This is the masculine plural case. Estos. Me gusta mucho esta canción. Canción is a feminine word, so we use esta. Estas manzanas son muy caras. Remember, dulces is a masculine word, so we use estos. Me gustan estos dulces. Esta casa es blanca. Now, a very similar exercise, but here you will have to use ese, esa, esos, or esas. Ese es mi coche. Me gusta mucho ese vestido. Chocolate is a masculine word, so we use esos. Me gustan mucho esos chocolates. Esos zapatos son muy bonitos. Esa película es muy interesante. Remember, in all of these examples, we're using the second distance, meaning that. And finally, we will use the third distance, aquel, aquella, aquellos, aquellas. Aquella persona se llama Juan. Aquel gato es muy lindo. Aquel libro es muy interesante. Aquellos libros son muy interesantes. Let's try a practical situation with the verb costar. But first, it's important to note that this is a stem-changing verb. The o becomes ue. So if we want to conjugate this, we have yo cuesto, tú cuestas, él, ella, usted cuesta, nosotros costamos, ellos, ellas, ustedes cuestan. We will mainly use the third case, él, ella, cuesta, when asking the price of singular objects. And we will use cuestan when asking the price of various objects. So how do you ask, how much does this book cost? ¿Cuánto cuesta este libro? How do you ask, how much do these books cost? ¿Cuánto cuestan estos libros? And how much do those books cost? ¿Cuánto cuestan esos libros? Now, let's use the word vestido. How would you ask, how much does this dress cost? ¿Cuánto cuesta este vestido? Using the word pantalones, how would you ask, how much do these pants cost? ¿Cuánto cuestan estos pantalones? How would you ask, how much does that dress over there cost? We're using the third distance here, so, ¿cuánto cuesta aquel vestido? Using the word reloj, how would you ask, how much does that watch cost? ¿Cuánto cuesta ese reloj? If you think it is too troublesome to find the correct demonstrative adjective, you don't need to worry too much, since you can always just grab or point to the object and ask, ¿cuánto cuesta? Besides the masculine and feminine demonstrative words, there is also a neutral case. These are esto, eso, aquello. The neutral case already has the concept of thing within it. So when we say esto, it actually means this thing. For example, if you want to ask, what is this? You can say, ¿qué es esto? Whereas the normal demonstrative adjectives have a blank space that you must always fill in with an object. For example, este reloj, este vestido. And the neutral case must always be used on its own. Saying something like esto reloj or esto vestido will be wrong because the meaning will be this thing watch or this thing dress. So remember, when we're using the neutral form, there is no object next to the demonstrative word. For example, ¿qué es esto? What is this thing? Eso es un celular. That thing is a cell phone. And when we're using the other demonstrative adjectives, you must always mention the describe object. ¿De qué color es este celular? The word celular is right next to the demonstrative adjective este. Ese celular es negro. Or, ¿qué es eso? What is that thing? Eso es una cámara. That thing is a camera. ¿De qué color es esa cámara? The word cámara is next to esa. Esa cámara es negra. Lesson finished. Now you're ready to meet your tutor on Skype at the scheduled time.